make the motion?
Yeah,
Oh, we gotta get it. She hasn't quit.
About the thing about David, right? Or about the letter? Go for it, right?
No, because I want you to look at it. Pictures.
Your face is tired, though. Right. Okay. Retired. Yeah, she's making big bucks. Oh, yeah. Go, like baseball.
We should all try to husky on the salary on these papers. It's true.
Yeah, probably right.
Okay?
Yeah, I really like the money.
Yeah.
We gotta fight for that. We're gonna walk,
A, look for a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Will be no vote. Old business, Chief, why don't you take us through these one by one?
All right, first traffic study is Ridgewood Drive at Center Street. If you have that handy.
Yep.
Stop sign, request for a stop sign at the intersection of Center Street and Ridgewood Drive was brought to the commission. Concern was traveling at a high rate of speed in the area. The area in question is directly in front of Pesky Park and currently has a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, and newly, as of last summer, installed speed control humps located south and northbound on Center Street just prior to Ridgewood Drive. There are no line of sight issues at the intersection. The manual we use is kind of the Bible of traffic study and guidelines. It's called the Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices. And per the manual, stop signs are not to be used as a speed control device. It's not an accepted practice. It's my recommendation that this be denied. It is a park, so understanding the concerns of residents and also safety of the people using the park, I recommend that a new speed limit be instituted in that area of 20 miles an hour. Be posted just prior to the park, both south and northbound on Center Street. This in conjunction with increased speed enforcement should address the issue. As a matter of fact, I believe it's the southbound, it's not even posted a speed limit currently, even though it is 35, but there's no sign. So 20 with more enforcement would be my recommendation.
Can I just make the suggestion, Chief, on the southbound, the placement of the speed limit sign? To have it just after Whiten Street, and that way they're not racing up the hill.
Yes.
And it slows it down
Right.
for.
Because the entrance to the parking lot is right there too, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
So we'll have it across from that new parking lot?
Right, correct. And just we're looking for a motion to accept that recommendation.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any discussion on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the second one is Suffield at North Street intersection. Request was made to study the traffic study pertaining to the placement of stop signs at the above intersection. Specifically, can the stop signs and stop bars that are painted on the roadway, the placement of those be altered to allow better line of sight? It's kind of a strange intersection the way the alignment is, and really the eastbound lane of North Street, coming down North Street, appears to be the greatest negative impact in that intersection. The accident data at that intersection is actually very low. 09, there were 4 accidents, and 10, there were 2. 11 and 12, there was 1 accident each year, and 13, there were 0 accidents. So it's really not a situation, a hazardous situation, but people are pulling up to a stop sign that is far back. I mean, you go forward again, stop again, look again, and it's creating confusion there. Short of redesigning the entire intersection, and obviously costing major money and requirements, I would look to work with Department of Public Works to move those stop signs and stop bars up as much as practical. That would be my recommendation. Yes, the stop bars, yes.
Pain in the-
Yep.
Yeah,
Any
we-
questions on that? or-
I'd make a motion that we direct the Public Works Department to go forward, removing those signs and repainting the stop bar lines as recommended by the chief.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
The third one is Orchard Hill Drive at South Center Street. Request was made to the First Selectman's Office to study that intersection due to a line of sight issue when exiting Orchard Hill Drive onto South Center. A review of the intersection concludes there is a line of sight issue. Drivers exiting Orchard Hill Drive have a limited line of sight. Vehicles traveling southbound on South Center Street. There's a dip in the road, they come up. When you're exiting Orchard Hill Drive, looking left, you can't see the vehicles. There's a blind spot there in that dip. So there is a potential hazard there. Again, the accident history is very low. The last 5 years, there was one accident in 2011, and that is all. My recommendation, because of that line of sight, is to go to a three-way stop there. You do have the option of having just a stop sign on the southbound lane of South Center Street. But the problem with a two-way stop is it's confusing for people coming out of Orchard Hill because they don't realize the northbound lane does not have to stop. So generally, that's not a recommended practice. So it would either be to not do anything at the intersection due to the low accident volume, or to do the three-way stop. There is a line of sight issue. I mean, I've gone out many times. I think anybody who goes out there, there is an issue. So it is my recommendation to put the three-way stop in that area.
What about a, slow, hidden road or
There
hidden?
already is a T, a warning sign that there's a T intersection or a side street coming out, but it's not something that people really look or view at or slow down. It's just a tough spot. I think in addition to that, also that we would have to put warning signs that a stop sign is ahead, just due to some of the blind line of sight. And also do some media that there's a new stop sign and enforcement. You do so many weeks of enforcement with warnings, so the people, the residents get the feel of the new intersection.
I mean, with such a lack of any accidents or anything, that might be something you need to be really careful coming out, but just be careful.
And that's a viable option. I mean,
I'm sorry, Mike, I didn't follow that.
Well, I mean, it's, when you come out of somewhere and you can't see completely, you'd be a little more careful. There's no accident data really to back up putting in 2 new stop signs and stopping traffic both directions.
the only potential thing is there is a line of sight issue. It's been brought to our attention. We've looked at it. If there is a potential problem down the road, I wouldn't want to be in that position, but
Yeah, I think it's a liability issue now that it's on the table. I don't think we can ignore it. It's well established.
I don't think it harms the area other than causing another stop. And I mean, there are multiple stop signs down South Center Street,
Correct.
so.
Yeah, I hate to see it too, but with one accident in 5 years, but I suppose we don't have much choice.
All it takes is one more.
The recommendation then to approve.
I make a recommendation that we follow the chief's recommendation to make the intersection of Orchard Hill Drive and South Center Street a three-way, 3 stop signs installed, and that they also put stop sign head warning signs approximately 200 feet from the intersection northbound and southbound on Center Street.
Second? Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No. Nay.
Okay, the motion carries.
Okay, the fourth one, the final one is a stop sign, and no, not a stop sign, no parking sign in front of 21 Spring Street. Yep, the commission received a request from a resident requesting a limited, currently there's a limited parking sign in front of 21 Spring Street, which is an apartment building, going up the hill on Spring, just before you get to St. Mary's. It says no parking except for Sundays and holidays. The roadway in that spot is a steep uphill, and the width of the road prevents two-way traffic if a vehicle is parked. But it appears that the Sunday and holiday exemption was put there originally due to the proximity of St. Mary's Church and allowed parking for the church. The problem is there's definitely a line of sight issue. Somebody going up there is a parked vehicle, can't get two-way traffic going in an emergency vehicle, so there is an issue. It's my recommendation that the current sign be replaced with a no parking sign due to the road width, line of sight issues, and safety concerns.
How far down are you going to put the no parking signs?
It would be all the way from the exit of, there's a convenience store.
Volunteer?
No,
No.
CVS.
CVS, right?
CVS, all the way up?
Up to Chestnut.
Yeah, right now, there's no parking there, it's just, I'm right in front of
I
that.
understand what they are.
So,
So we're going to eliminate all that parking there.
yeah.
It's only eliminated for Sundays and
Yeah.
holidays. The rest, Monday to Friday, it's prohibited.
It's hard to justify that it's not safe for every day except for, I mean, I understand the purpose, but,
And we've had a complaint about this
Right.
from a resident in the area.
I just wanted to clarify that was far down the list here, though, so.
That's what it is.
Okay.
And what I would suggest, what we would do for the first couple of weeks is put some temporary no parking signs up along that tree border so that people coming to Mass would be aware of it. And also talk to St. Mary's, put something in their bulletin, so the people, before we do any kind of enforcement. So, a recommendation to accept that.
Well, I make a motion that we adhere to the chief's recommendation, to put no parking signs on Spring Street, approximately in front of 21 Spring Street. Remove the sign that's there. It says for the exception of Sundays and holidays.
Same.
Okay, second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, number 9, the commissioner's comments. Is there any comments from the commission?
One other thing, before you get to that, Kevin, can I ask, we had this, when we were talking about traffic, we had this email from Michael Fidelli about Guilford Street and Southwest Avenue. I'd like to see if the chief would look into that, make a recommendation
Yeah.
on this traffic
The
situation.
initial look of it looks like more of an enforcement issue, which will start right away.
Okay.
But I'll look at his request for the stop sign.
Thank you.
Just out of curiosity, what does it cost? I mean, how long does it take to do a traffic study in man-hours?
Not long, depending on the intersection and how involved it is. If it's something where we gotta get the counters out to see the level of traffic, it depends. These are relatively quick, so,
All right. This has been a lot of information. So.
yeah.
Okay.
Southwest. It's in the correspondence.
Southwest from Guilford Street.
I think we should be commending Officer Sean Berry and Robert Lang for their work on DUI. Didn't you say that they were also possibility of, because of their efforts over the years of getting additional funds for this? And I mean, I think that's outstanding. I mean, outstanding, maybe commendation level outstanding. Because not only are they doing it, they're doing it year after year, and getting recognition on this level to the point of possibly even bringing funds in to strengthen the program, I think is worthy of some type of commendation.
Just put in perspective, our town for next fiscal year is slated to get $47,000 in DUI grant funding just for enforcement, which is relatively high for the size community we are.
Right.
And
And
that is
they are
directly-
somewhat responsible, directly responsible.
correlated to the amount of DUIs that we do
Right.
as a department-wide, but they are definitely the leaders in it.
Yep.
And as a sidebar, Officer Berry does all that work for the grant submissions, reporting, so that's an additional duty for patrolmen,
You know,
so they really do a good job.
Their work and the other officers brings
Yeah.
recognition to our department, and especially them. And over the past years, going back many years, we've talked about giving officers commendations for outstanding work,
Well-
and I think that's certainly worthy of it.
Yeah. And we are currently building a program on award policy,
Right,
and that's actually being spearheaded right now by Detective Sergeant Cherniak.
right.
So I'm hoping to have that done in the next month or so,
Okay.
and actually have a system.
Right.
You know,
When
that
that's- when
there's a
that's
lot of good
completed,
things being done, that we gotta reward good work, so.
When that's completed, I recommend that we review this and see where it fits into whatever Sergeant Cherniak puts up.
I agree.
All right?
I just wanted to thank the Windsor Locks Wellness Coalition for the hot and pop that they donated to the department, especially Sandy Jones and our youth service director, Sarah Malafini. It's very much appreciated by the commission and the department, and you know, it's such a quick time. It helped us get to arrest. So. Anybody else?
Yeah, I got two things.
Okay.
One's to Mr. Russo. Just on the issue of the pistol permit, we take the issuance very seriously, okay? So I apologize, I have blocked your emails in the past, so to be totally upfront with you, and I only get one or two occasionally come through the spam filter. So I did not get all the emails that were going back and forth.
Why would you block me?
It's my personal ability, and it's just something I decided to do. You will get a response from me in writing within 7 days, just so you
Am I gonna come in for a personal interview?
know. No, I'll inform you if we do have one, but no. Not at this time.
Isn't that standard procedure though?
No, it is not.
Okay, thank you.
So within 7 days, you'll hear from me in writing. Mr. Bracken, the issue of the coyote. We have looked into that issue. There have been no complaints since we have talked. I've never directed you to call DEP.
That's a lie.
Well,
Mr. Bracken,
yeah,
this is
I'm
not
not
your
gonna,
time to
not gonna argue with you. You can call anybody who you want, that's fine, that's your right. I have a copy of Mr. Van's email. In there, he talks about the form of coyote control is living with coyotes. And he talks about trapping only when a coyote exhibits a pattern of attacking supervised pets, which clearly hasn't happened. We talked to the one person that appears to have seen what they thought might be a coyote. That was 1 year ago and also 4 months ago. There's been no complaints since. We've directed our officers to patrol the area 24/7, especially at midnight shift. There's been 0 sightings by our officers. There does not appear to be a situation going on. If there is, I'm sure, like I've had many times in the past, if there's a bear, a coyote, you get numerous 911 calls. If we do get one, the officers will respond and take care of the situation. If there's an animal acting in a threatening manner, they'll take care of that animal. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a public session here? Where's the second public
You're
session?
interrupting the meeting.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Games again.
You are a liar. Oh, my God.
Games again.
The meeting's over. You are a liar.
All right, stop.